Is your bum starting to sag? Well, then this video is for you. All jokes aside, a saggy bottom can actually lead to more serious conditions such as lower back, hip and knee pain. It can aggravate already existing conditions such as arthritis in your back, hips and knees. If you don't know who I am, my name is Marius. Visser, I'm a biokineticist at the Namibian Oncology Center, and today I'm going to show you 3 important exercises for your glutes that's going to help you strengthen your back, hips and knees. So today's exercises is going to be all about your glutes. More specifically, your glute maximus, medius and minimus. And all you will need is a exercise mat and a TheraBand. You can choose which color you want. Now, I spoke earlier about the importance of strong glutes and hip muscles, especially when it comes to our lower back, hip and knee health, and of course, getting rid of that saggy bum. Otherwise, why would you be watching this video? But all jokes aside, even though we might not completely get rid of your saggy bum, we'll definitely get it stronger and build back some of that lost muscle. So let's get into our first of 4 exercises. And the first one is going to be a basic back bridge, but this time we are going to use a band because we want to actually engage more than just the glute max muscles. We want to get the glute medius and minimus involved as well. So you're going to start off on your exercise mat. If you can't do this on the floor, you can use a firmer surface like maybe your bed or a stiff couch, but preferably on the floor would be much better. And we're going to start wrapping our legs with our TheraBand. So we get into our position and we make sure that we get our heels close to, if not in contact with our fingers. And we move our feet just slightly outside hip width. Then from there, we are going to push our knees out and keep them in that position. Try not to let them go back in. So we want to push them out. And from there, I don't want your hands to help pressing on the floor. We're going to just rest our hands either on our stomachs or we can put them out to the side. And then from there, we're going to push through our heels and lift our entire body up off the floor as if we are pushing the ground away from ourselves. So from there, we're going to go and we're going to breathe out as we push. And we lift up as high as we can. Always keep the tummy nice and tight. We don't want any uncontrolled movement at the lumbar spine. So the idea is not to cause you any pain in the lumbar area. So if you do have pain in the lumbar area, maybe just lift yourself a little bit off the floor while controlling the belly button and see whether that actually minimizes the pain up until a point where you would feel comfortable lifting a little bit higher. And I can already feel my glute max muscles burning as well as the muscles on the side of the hip, the glute medius, and that's what we want to target. And we're going to go for 15. I think we've done 10 already. Breathe in and out. And let's do last 5. 1, 2, and last 3. And 3. There we go. And 2 more. Pushing off the heels. 14. And last 1. And breathe out. And 5. And relax. Now we can do these exercises. We can do 2, 3, or even 4 sets of 15 to 20. Next up, so after we've done a couple of those sets, we're going to turn on our sides and we're going to place our feet on top of each other and we're going to be lying in a almost like a hook position. Pretend that you are lying against the wall where your bum and your heels are actually touching the wall. So you can see my heels are now in line with my back or my glutes, and I've got a 45-degree angle here and a 45-degree angle at my lower leg. And I can use my arm as a pillow. And from there, I'm going to tilt, very important, you're going to tilt your hips slightly forward. Because what mustn't happen is I don't want you to turn your hips away and open it up that way. You need to keep your hips in a forward position and maintain that position completely still. Hand on the belly, keeping it nice and tight. And then from there, we're going to lift our knee and then slowly down. And you'll notice this is the highest I can go. The highest I can move my knee is to that point, and it's really working on this glute medius in the back. And breathe out, tummy nice and tight, and slowly down. And our timing for this is 4 seconds, 2 seconds down, and 2 seconds up. 6, that's it, breathe in, and out, 7, keeping the hips from rolling back. You don't want to move your hips back to the wall. 8, I can already feel this hip muscle burning. 9, 10, and let's go last 5, 1, 2, and last 3. 13, we are really isolating a very specific muscle. 14, and last one, and 15. As you see that I've got my thumb on my hip, or just behind the hip joint on that muscle, and I'm placing my finger there to ensure that this is the muscle that I'm actually looking for to work. I don't want you to feel your calf getting involved. I don't want you to feel that your hamstring is getting involved or any other part of the body. Purely the hip. We need to isolate that muscle so that we put as much stress on that muscle so that we can get it to respond and eventually gain back its natural size and relax. And this brings us to the chair squat, our next one in our glute exercise regime. So from there, we're going to still keep the band around our knees because we want to target more than just the glutes and quads. We want to grab it into the hips as well. So for this one, we're going to sit on the edge of our chairs and we're going to move our feet again slightly wider than normal, which is just outside shoulder hips, because the wider our feet, the more we have to push out with our hips or our knees, and the more hip involvement we're going to be getting with our squats. Now, same rules, and that's making sure that we sit with a nice tall spine, leaning slightly forward, getting your nose over your toes or your chin over your toes. Before we get up, we could even use our hands to actually help with our balance, and from there, take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, we lean forward and we push, but we don't go all the way until we lock at our knees. We keep our knees nice and soft, and we go sit back down, and we just try to touch the chair and back up again. That's 2. Breathe in. So always keeping our hips out, making sure that the knees do not fall in. 4. Breathe in and touch, and 5. If you really want to increase the intensity of this, and you feel up to it, you can have a dumbbell or 2 in your hands or any other type of external load. 7, 8, 9, and I can really feel the glutes burning. 10, and let's go for 5 more. Breathe in and out. 1. Now the timing stays the same, 2 seconds down. You can pause for a second before you come up. 2 more. 14, and last one. Breathe in and 15, and relax and sit down. Now for those of you who cannot go down that far, that is okay. You can start off with a half a squat or a quarter squat. For those of you who feel you can go a little bit deeper, feel free to go a little bit past the chair. Also important to note, the higher the band up onto the legs, the easier it is for you to open up your legs. So preferably I would like the band to be either just above the knees or just below the knees. Those are the 2 areas I would like for you to place your band. Next up, our 4th and final exercise for our super glute exercises, and that is hip abduction. So we grab our chair, the band is still around our knees. To make it a little bit harder, you can actually move the band down. The further down you go with the band, the more difficult the exercise becomes. So we're going to place it around the ankles. So we're going to be holding onto our chair, and from there we're going to shift our weight just slightly onto the one leg, and then we're going to move this leg out and slightly behind. So it's not going out directly next to me, it's going into a slight diagonal up to there. 1, hold for a second and come back. And try to keep the tension on the band. Don't let it go completely slack, depending on how tight you made it around your ankles. So from there we're going to go out. Keep the belly nice and tight, upright posture, and back. And again. 3, and come back. And 4. So not only are you getting the activation of the glute medius on the leg that's actually lifting, but you're also getting the entire hip musculature on the leg that's actually standing, supporting you as well. 7, 3 more. 8. So if you can see from the side, my leg is going into a slight diagonal. 10. There we go, and slowly back. And last 5. Always try to keep the upper body still and try to avoid any over leaning to the one side. 13, 2 more. 14, and one more. For me, it's actually the hips that's on the ground that feels like it's actually doing most of the work. Now we're going to switch, other side. Breathe out, 1. Ooh, now I can feel this hip burning because it was just doing most of the work while I was standing. 4. And now I'm making it work without rest. 5, 6, 7. Oh, this is burning. 8. Again, keeping the supporting knee, always a slight bend. 9, 10, and last 5. 1, 2, 3, and 2 more. 4, and last 1, and 5, and relax. And there we go. 4 exercises that you can do for your hips in the comfort of your home using only a mat and TheraBand. Do these exercises between 2 to 3 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions per side to get back stronger glutes, more muscular glutes, and help get rid of your saggy bum. If you like this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below and tell me which exercises do you feel works your bum the best. See you next time.